A few years ago, I had a boss who almost ruined my career. He was burnt out at that time, usually a good person by most people's accounts, but the version of him that I was reporting to was not the version that most people knew. Long story short, things went badly in ways that weren't fair. I lost the job, and the consequences for me were far more serious than if I had a different immigration status, a different passport, or maybe even a different bank account. I have since then spent a lot of time thinking about how to hold this story. There's a true version. It involves like power, race, the specific ways systems fail people who cannot afford to fight back. All of that is real, and I'm not really here to tell you it isn't. But there's also another version, and I think it's the harder version to swallow. Maybe I wasn't good enough at my job in that context. Sure, the environment was hard. Maybe the boss was toxic. Maybe the HR systems were below what's required. But I also had faults in the story. Maybe I didn't have enough boundaries to protect my work in this high pressure environment. Maybe I hadn't developed the skill set to manage up, to stay excellent even under extremely difficult circumstances. Maybe the toxicity explains why it was hard, sure, but it doesn't fully explain my response to it. That part is mine, and that's a part I can control. So the difference between the first version and the second version is that the second version is true and it's also actionable. It's useful to me to hold this true. It points me to things I can work on. The first version might also be true. I cannot prove it isn't, but it does make me the object of the story rather than the agent. And when I hold it, I do not see a version of myself that rises from it. So in this scenario, I'm choosing agency over completeness. And here's what I mean. I can't change my race. I can't change my immigration status, not easily. If I fortify the version of the story where those things are what happened to me, I'm holding a belief that I can't do anything with. One that keeps me bound to conditions I cannot alter. But stakeholder management, I can learn that. And I have. It's been one of my actual strengths. Holding boundaries, sure, I've been steadily getting better at this for years. So I'm not in any way denying the fuller account here. But what I'm doing is trying not to attach myself to this narrative that is just harder to change and painful and difficult and was not immediately useful for me as I was trying to move on from it. If you're carrying a story that's eating you, it might be worth asking what belief is useful here, not just what belief is true. The thing is, you get to choose what holds power over you.